Hello, world. Welcome back to Let's Talk Barca, episode 36. All right, this is the episode. We're going to review the game between Barcelona versus Elche in La Liga. It ended 3-0 Barcelona, and we're going to go over it. 2 goals for Lewandowski, 1 goal for Memphis Depay. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, so this is an interesting game. So let's start with the lineup. So in this lineup, Xavi went back to Balde. And what a great decision that was. And this goes to confirm everything I was saying about this whole week about the Champions League game. Balde ended up with 2 assists. Right? So I think that just goes to confirm, that starting Alonso was a mistake. That was a selection mistake. If Balde playing, you could say, it's Elche, they're not as good. No. You have to give the kid a chance against Bayern Munich to see what the kid has. You don't hide him. You have to see what the kid has. Right? You've given Gavi the opportunity to see what he has. You've given Pedri the opportunity to see what he has. Why aren't you giving Balde the opportunity to see what he has? Why are you thrusting Alonso in? Why is he benching Alba? And this is what's happening. So everything this week has actually just come around and confirmed my questioning of Xavi's selection of Alonso for that game, not because I think Alonso's a bad player, because now look what's happening. Balde is outperformed. He's literally been the consistent best left back on the team, and now when you go to the national team, Luis Enrique, even though he hasn't chosen Balde, he's chosen Jordi Alba. Alonso's still not being selected. So then we go into the center backs. It was a good center back pairing. Good to see Eric Garcia back with Araujo. Now, I've had my criticism of Eric Garcia pretty much most of last year, but this year I thought he's been excellent this year. This year I thought he's been good. I do still think that we have to watch out for the matchups that he does go against, but in these types of games, I think he's absolutely great for these types of games. He moves the ball well. He's able to intercept the ball well. He's strong when we're playing center backs that are not going to beat him with pace. And then, Araujo did his thing. He, tidied up. There wasn't much pressure on him, and he helped to clean up any mess that was left over from anybody else. And then on the right back, we had Conde again playing right back. Not much from him. He pretty much, it's almost like a back three when those three play together. Conde just being a little bit more aggressive than the other two. And then we go into the midfield. It would start with a good midfield pairing. And this is, I think this was like my redemption. Like Xavi's reading he's either reading to it or listening to me, and they say, you know what, I'm just gonna prove Real Talk Barca right. Let me just prove him right, because everyone's like, oh, you can't start Frank Kessie and Frankie de Jong together. Or are you crazy? Well, guess what? You guys must all think that Xavi's crazy now. Now you guys must all be thinking Xavi's crazy. You know what I mean? So what are you going to say? You're saying Xavi's nuts? So everybody was so quick to say that what I'm saying doesn't make sense. But now Xavi's just proving just proving it to you guys. You know what I mean? So that Frankie de Jong and Frank Kessie are the perfect pairing when you're playing Frankie de Jong. Because Frank Kessie is able to come back and play as a double pivot when needed, and they can work simultaneously. So they interchange very, very seamless, and I hope you guys can start seeing that. We just need to get away from these nonsense calls, right? They're getting a lot of nonsense calls, and then Pedri, as always, does his thing. So I thought Frankie de Jong played great. I thought Frank Kessie played a good game. He didn't play a great game, but he played a good game. Pedri played a good game. Now we just gotta get away from these little stupid yellow cards, like, when guys running underneath people and getting yellow cards. I mean, that's total nonsense. But I thought the midfield three played good. I thought the back four played good. Now we're gonna get into the strike force. Three. We started today. I like the starting once again. I tell you, man, the redemption tour. Once again, when I was saying that Memphis Depay could easily start on the left because we need somebody. This is why I think Rafinha and Dembele, they're both right wingers. Dembele, what he did today was what's going to have to happen in the future. It's one or the other. As much as we want to see Dembele play on the left, we can't play Dembele on the left, because what we really need on the left is a second striker on the left. That winger who can then go in like Fati or Memphis Depay and then play as a second striker along with Lewandowski, so that either one is making the cut, the run directly to the goal, or the front post of the goal, or to the goalie, and then that allows Lewandowski to pick and choose if he's going to either step back for the cut back or continue on to the far post, which is the second run. So now Lewandowski gets to make a choice, but he needs the people to make the run so that he can then make the correct second choice. Same thing as Messi. Messi needed Suarez and everybody else to make those runs, Rakitic and everybody else to make the runs. And then once those guys were committed to making the runs, then Messi would pick and choose. He would be the third run, the third man in for the cutback and so forth. We saw that with Lewandowski's goal there where he waited for Gavi to do the cutback. We had Memphis Depay cutting to the front of the goal. So Memphis Depay, with his instincts as a striker, he takes that first run to the front of the goal. That allows the defenders to commit to him, and then the cutback that Gavi's been always doing, but no one's been reading. Now, all of a sudden, you have Lewandowski reading that play where he doesn't even move. So he just steps in and slots that in the back of the net. So if you go back and you listen, you'll see I've been referring to all these things. So there you go, guys. It's a very good game there. And then we had the substitutes that came in and played well. I thought all the substitutes came in and played well. Hector Bellerin came in and moved. When Hector Bellerin came in, they moved Koundé to center back. So we actually got to see Balde, Koundé, Araujo, Hector Bellerin. So we got to see a traditional back four with saying Araujo and Koundé together for the first time. So look forward to probably seeing more games now, moving with Koundé on the actual left and Araujo staying on the right of the center back pairing. This should be actually interesting moving forward, going into the coming back from the international break. And then with the other substitutions in the midfield, obviously Gavi came in and Gavi played well as well for Frank Kessie. And then also we had, as the attackers, we had Rafinha coming in, playing on the right wing for Dembele. He had a decent game. And then we had, Fati and Fran Torres. Now, Fran Torres, day-to-day, my opinion switches on Fran Torres. Some days I really like him. Some days I can always see what everyone likes in him. His runs, he's got the skill set, but his just inability to finish and sometimes just his lackadaisical effort, it's just so annoying sometimes. But I do see what they see in him, and I can see why they like him. But I don't know if he's like Rafinha right now, and they're both just lacking confidence. All right, so it was a good game once again. We won 3-0. 2 goals by Lewandowski, 1 goal for Memphis Depay. It was a great goal for Memphis Depay. All right, so this is for those who know, you know. If you don't know, you just don't know. And don't forget to like and subscribe, people. Peace.